Hey everybody, it's Jordan here with Major Hi-Fi, back with another video. Today we're covering the new release from Abyss, the Diana DZ. I'm always excited about what they put out and I can't wait to break it down for you. But first, if you want to support this channel and you like what you're seeing, definitely hit like and subscribe down below to get more videos like these in the future. Alright, so let's get started. Abyss are renowned for their contributions to top-of-the-line audio. Their headphones like the 1266 and Diana lines are considered some of the best headphones on the planet right now. But what's more interesting about Abyss than just their headphone output is their constant iteration on their designs. They're always improving, they're always taking customer feedback and trying to create the more perfect headphone. So that's kind of the role I like to see top-of-the-line headphones taking, is pushing the boundaries of what headphones can do, and Abyss definitely does that. So today we're going to talk about their brand new release, the Diana DZ, the latest iteration of the Diana headphone. It comes in at just under $4,000 and it sounds great, but that's a spoiler alert. So let's break down everything about this headphone and figure out how it lives up to the Abyss reputation. In the box, you get the Diana DZ headphones, a hardshell case with a velvet-lined interior, your choice of a 3.5mm, 4.4mm, or 6.3mm, as well as 4-pin XLR JPS Labs cable, and a quick start guide. Built in the USA, the Diana DZ sports some of the best build quality you can find in a headphone. Abyss CNC machines the aluminum frame and assembles the whole headphone in-house. The company claims it's the thinnest and lightest boutique headphone available, and what I can say is that this is indeed a very light headphone. It comes in at 315 grams without the pads, and it's just extremely comfortable to wear on your head. And this is a really great feat for a planar magnetic headphone. Those types of drivers can be really heavy, but again, this headphone comes in really lightweight, really compact, with a great form factor. I'll also mention that Abyss nails clamping force here. Something with previous iterations of the Diana headphones is I found they could fit a little bit loose on the ears, and these clamp pretty perfectly to my head. And they're adjustable with a magnetic system, so they should be able to fit pretty much anybody's head. The headband is made from premium leather, and the ear pads are made from either your choice of lambskin or vegan ultra suede materials. But what's sure to stick out the most to our viewers are the brand new colorways that this headphone comes in. Right here we've got the violet abalone colorway, and I think it looks just exquisite. It also comes in gold forged and Damascus forged colorways, but this one happens to be my favorite. It looks really great, especially when in different lighting. It just shines really nicely, and again, I just think it's a looker. So it's not just the build that gets an overhaul here. The design of the headphone also is greatly improved. So to start off, there's a custom-built 63mm planar magnetic speaker driver in this headphone. Again, this has been built specifically for the Diana DZ. And these are meant to enhance the sound quality while delivering on Abyss's signature house sound, which to me means a detail-forward and close to neutral response that tries to bring you into the room with the musicians. At 50 ohms and with a 92 dB per milliwatt SPL, this headphone is not the easiest to drive. It definitely wants power and high quality power to boot. So even though it comes in at this lightweight form factor, you'll definitely want to use it with your full rig. I was able to drive it with a dongle and get pretty good response out of it. I used the iBasso DC Elite for reference. But again, you'll want to use your full-sized amp when you can to get the full great performance out of this headphone. One final cool design feature of this headphone is the Fibonacci sound holes on the side of the headphone. And I'll pull the headphone out for you so you can see. It's not just a straightforward centered grill. It's designed like the Fibonacci style, which I'll admit I am not the most into engineering and math. So I can't tell you exactly what Fibonacci really means, but I can tell you that this does add to the sound quality as well. It's designed to give better airflow and create a more open sounding headphone. And I think it's successful. This is definitely a very open sounding headphone. But we'll get more into that when we talk about soundstage in our sound impressions section. So the overall tuning of the Diana DZ is mostly linear with a slight U-shape to give a better sense of excitement and dynamics. And with that, you get a strong, deep bass response that is still within reason. It's not like a boomy headphone, it's not a bass cannon, but it definitely extends really well. It's very clean, it's very fast, and it's really a pleasure to listen to. Low-end dynamics are also really great on this headphone. There's a nice sense of variation between bass drum and bass guitar hits. There's just a liveliness to the low-end instruments that creates a more nuanced sound. It makes the sound more almost 3D. It's not just clear and detailed, but you're getting an exciting and engaging listen. And what I really like about this tuning is they're not overemphasizing anything to get that. They're just doing high quality dynamics and technical details that make it a more engaging listen. And this sense of dynamics is not limited to the bass region. Mid-range instruments have a great sense of attack and decay. I listened to Hocus Pocus by Focus, a little bit of a mouthful there. And if you know that song, it's a little bit of a crazy song. There's yodeling, there's sick guitar licks, there's drum fills. It's an exciting song. And I listened to the live version at the Rainbow Room, and you could hear a great sense of attack and decay on the live instruments, which again just puts you in that room. I found that really exciting to listen to. It's just a level of detail you don't always hear in headphones. Now, the mid-range on this headphone is not elevated, and if anything, it's maybe a little bit laid back, but I think that sounds really natural. There isn't any artificiality or boost to the vocals that cause things to sound overly warm or bloomy. It's an accurate representation, a natural representation of the mid-range instruments and vocals. That said, the mid-range does have a little bit of a lean timbre to it, which can come off as a little bit cool and shouty at times. I didn't have too many complaints. It varies song to song, and better amplification will result in less of that shouty sound. So just another call to giving this the good quality power that it deserves. Now getting into the treble response on this headphone, the top end is a highlight. This is where a lot of the detail lives, which isn't to say there's not detail in the bass and mids. There's detail everywhere on this headphone, but you can really hear it on the top end, which may sound obvious. It's a classic place for detail-oriented headphones to have elevation. But what's really impressive is that it's not unnaturally elevated. I did say there is a U shape, so you would maybe say that counts as elevation, but I say this is a really natural representation of the top end. I listened to Goose Snow Cone by Amy Mann, which has this droning triangle intro, which just sounded smooth and crisp and detailed in the top end. So just from top to bottom, you're getting a well-rounded, natural sounding sound signature. And then finally getting into soundstage, which I would say is the star of this headphone. And I mentioned it with the Fibonacci style sound holes on the grill of this headphone. They want this to sound open and wide, and not just wide, but just completely holographic. And I think they mostly succeeded here. I was listening to Long Distance Runaround by Yes, and I could hear different guitar lines going all over the place. There's a lot of layering, and I could hear each layer in its specific location. And what I really found impressive about the soundstage and imaging is that it's actually placing silence and quiet areas into the sound. So it's just another layer of nuance you're getting that puts you, again, not to sound like a broken record, into the room with the musicians. It's not just the detail of the instruments, but the detail of the room that you're hearing. So overall, with the Diana DZ headphone, you're getting a high quality, natural, resolving, detailed headphone that just sounds really natural all around. And if you're in the market for a top of the line headphone that does all those things, then I can't recommend trying these out enough. So that just about does it for today's review. Again, I'm Jordan with Major Hi-Fi, and if you liked what you saw, definitely hit like and subscribe down below. It helps us out a ton, and it'll help you get more videos just like this. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.